Ludwig Kaiser is becoming one of the most exciting names in WWE. He started out as the mouthpiece of Imperium, backing up Gunther and playing a key role in his dominance. But Kaiser wasn't just along for the ride. His work in Imperium laid the foundation for him to step into the spotlight and prove he's ready to stand on his own. He's got it all. Even the Undertaker is on board, calling him special and someone to watch. That kind of praise doesn't come lightly, and it shows just how much potential Kaiser has. In this video, we're diving into Ludwig Kaiser's journey and why he's got everything it takes to be WWE's next big thing. Kaiser made his main roster debut alongside Gunther to form Imperium with a simple message: the mat is sacred. Kaiser wasn't there just to support Gunther, he was the voice of the group. Samantha had to take a back seat while he introduced the ring general. This introduction gave Imperium a sense of old school legitimacy. Kaiser's delivery made sure fans paid attention, and his presence was just as important as Gunther's dominance in the ring. Their first big moment came when Kaiser teamed up with Gunther to take down Ricochet and Drew Gulak. Gunther's power took the spotlight, but Kaiser's technical skill and seamless teamwork hinted at his own potential. When Kaiser moved into singles matches later that year, he faced Shinsuke Nakamura. While the matches didn't go his way, Kaiser's ability to adapt stood out. Those losses weren't without consequences though. Gunther chopped him into next week for letting the team down. Eventually, Giovanni Vinci rejoined the faction, adding to their strength. Together, they entered a rivalry with the Brawling Brutes, giving us some brutal multi-man matches. Their match at Extreme Rules was chaotic, but it highlighted Kaiser's role as a strategist and tactician of the group. In the 2023 WWE Draft, Imperium shifted to Raw, opening the door to new challenges. Kaiser and Vinci often paired up in tag matches against teams like The New Day, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and DIY. While the matches showed flashes of brilliance, a string of losses started to expose cracks in Imperium. Kaiser snapped, attacking Vinci out of frustration. Surprisingly, Gunther gave the green light, signaling that Kaiser's decision to go solo wasn't just a rash move, it was the start of something bigger. He went on to face Sheamus in what turned out to be a game-changing match. Kaiser didn't waste any time, attacking Sheamus before the bell and going straight for his leg. It was a smart and calculated move. Throughout the match, he kept the focus on his knee, chipping away and setting the pace of the match. Sheamus tried to power through, but his injured leg gave out. Kaiser seized the moment, delivering a kick to Sheamus' leg, which won him the match. It was a statement. He'd outsmarted a future Hall of Famer. Just a few weeks later, Kaiser found himself in the ring with Bron Breakker. The match was all about versatility. Breakker brought his power and intensity, but Kaiser countered, showing he could adapt to any style thrown at him. But there wasn't a clean finish, with Sheamus bitter from his loss earlier in the month, storming the ring and attacking Kaiser. As Sheamus looked to slam Kaiser into the announce table, Breakker came alive, landing a spear to Sheamus and turning the match into total chaos. Even without a clear winner, this match had many positives. It showed his ability to mix it up with a guy like Breakker, while continuing his feud with Sheamus. Every moment from his counters to his ability to stay relevant in the madness showed why Kaiser's rise in WWE was just getting started. One of Kaiser's standout moments came when WWE held Bash in Berlin, in front of his hometown crowd. Kaiser challenged LA Knight for the United States Championship, which he planned to turn into his own European Championship. The match had the fans on their feet. Although he didn't win, his connection with the audience and his intensity in the ring left a lasting impression. When Orton was feuding with Gunther, Kaiser wasn't content to sit on the sidelines. He joined Gunther to ambush Orton, sending a clear message and adding more heat to the rivalry. But he wasn't done. Later that night, he went one-on-one with Orton in the main event. This wasn't just any match, it was a chance for Kaiser to show he could hang with one of WWE's greatest of all time, and he didn't hold back. He brought every trick in his arsenal to push Orton to his limits. In the end, although Orton landed RKO out of nowhere to secure the win, even in defeat, Kaiser left a lasting impression. The fact that he held his own against a legend like Orton shows that he's got to be booked as a serious threat going forward. Recently, he set his sights on the Intercontinental Championship. During a match between Sheamus and Bron Breakker on Raw, Kaiser stormed the ring, taking out both men and causing chaos. This set up a triple threat match at Survivor Series War Games. For Kaiser, this wasn't just about winning a title, it's about proving his worth to himself and to Gunther. But what makes him so special as a character? He knows exactly how to get under your skin, and he does it with style. His approach as a stuck-up snob and his arrogance is so over the top. Whether it's his perfectly delivered promos or the way he carries himself to the ring, he's taken little opportunities and run with them. Take his introductions for Gunther, for example. It's not just an introduction, it's a moment for him to shine the spotlight on himself. He's so self-assured, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks about him. Then there's also his solo work. He called himself an A+ specimen and compared himself to works of art. That wasn't just a promo, it was a full-on showcase of his charisma and the character that he's built. His head is so far up his arse and he believes everything that he says. Kaiser's work as a heel goes beyond just talking though. His in-ring psychology is truly where he shines, and his non-verbal communication is brilliant. Every glare at the audience, every calculated pause before striking adds to his aura. He knows how to keep the crowd engaged, whether they're booing him out of the building or watching in frustration as he takes control of a match. Even in defeat, Kaiser leaves a lasting impression, making sure you remember his name. And let's not forget the Undertaker's endorsement. When a legend like the Dead Man says someone is special, you know they're doing something right. The Undertaker specifically highlighted Kaiser's ability to make people hate him, which in the wrestling world is an art form. That blend of classic heel fundamentals and modern day charisma is exactly what makes Kaiser stand out. He's not just playing a villain, he's redefining what it means to be one in today's WWE. His evolution is a compliment to his amazing character work. With the Undertaker's praise and a growing list of memorable moments, it's clear Kaiser isn't just another bad guy, he's building something unforgettable. He's pretty much an all-rounder. From his precision in the ring to his sharp, arrogant persona, Kaiser has a knack for making everything he does feel deliberate and meaningful. He's not just a skilled wrestler, he's someone who can tell a story with every move, every promo, and every stare into the camera. Let's talk about his wrestling style. Kaiser's technique reminds a lot of fans of legends like William Regal. He doesn't rely on flashy, over-the-top spots. Instead, he works smart, always staying one step ahead of his opponents. Just look at his match against Sheamus. Kaiser used his technical ability to outthink and outmaneuver Sheamus's brute strength, proving he can go toe-to-toe with WWE's best stars. Then there's his match with Bron Breakker, where Kaiser adapted his methodical approach to counter Breakker's raw explosiveness. It's that versatility that makes him stand out, and you can't talk about Kaiser without mentioning his time in Imperium. It wasn't just a faction, it was a launchpad. Kaiser learned how to control the narrative, both inside and outside the ring, standing by Gunther to hone his skills and become an all-round gifted performer. So what's next for Kaiser? A feud with Gunther feels inevitable. Imagine Kaiser finally stepping up to challenge the man who mentored him, questioning whether loyalty can hold him back any longer. It's a rivalry I'm sure most of us want to see. He's currently in the run-in for the Intercontinental Championship, and it fits perfectly with his style and Imperium's values. Watching him climb the ladder, delivering technical masterclasses against stars like Chad Gable or Bron Breakker would be a natural evolution. In the end, Ludwig Kaiser is building something special in WWE. Whether it's through a dramatic feud with Gunther, a championship run, or a climb into the main event scene, one thing's clear: he's not just here to fill a spot. Kaiser's carving out a legacy, and he's doing it in his own way. Ludwig Kaiser's rise in WWE has been nothing short of impressive. He started as Gunther's right-hand man, delivering those sharp, commanding promos and giving Imperium its old-school, no-nonsense vibe. But over time, he's stepping out of the shadow of Gunther and proving he's got everything it takes to stand on his own. What makes him so special is his blend of technical skill and character work. His matches aren't just fights, they're stories. Whether it's calculated strategy against Sheamus or his ability to go toe-to-toe with someone as explosive as Bron Breakker, Kaiser always finds a way to keep the audience hooked. And when you add in his cool confidence, subtle arrogance, and the way he delivers every promo like he's untouchable, it's easy to see why he's turning heads. Quite early in his singles run, but I have no doubt that Ludwig Kaiser has got a very bright future ahead of him. Thanks for watching this video. I'd love to keep the discussion going in the comments, so let me know your thoughts on Ludwig Kaiser down below. And if you enjoyed the video, then leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more wrestling content right here on WrestlingReel.